I hear you used to work corporate. Why don't you tell me the story on how you got out of high school, what you ended up doing, and how the hell you ended up collecting some very, very beautiful pieces, as I can see here.
Yeah, for sure. So actually back in high school, I was actually pretty introverted, if I'm totally honest with you. I wasn't really out there like I am now. I went to uni, did a degree in human resources. Finished that, went to work in human resources, and I figured out after a couple of years that this is crap.
You hate humans.
No. I love people.
Same thing.
I love people. It's just that the whole corporate thing wasn't for me. I felt very pigeonholed.
Yeah.
And when I learned what my manager was making, I was like, this is not enough. So I was like, you know what, screw this. I'm going to, open up a side thing. So what I was doing for a couple of years is I was part-time. I was working. I had a business selling like juices and stuff with my brother at the markets. Yep. I did that, made some money, then realized I could scale this and open up different stores. So
how old were you at that time?
25, I think it was.
Yep.
Then that's when I was doing that part-time and I decided to take the leap, do that full-time. And at that stage, I think we were going to different markets around Sydney and we were doing like 11 different pop-up stores in one location.
Yeah, right.
So we're basically kind of casting a very wide net and trying to collect as much, I guess, funds and money as we can at different events.
What kind of juices, out of curiosity?
Sugarcane.
Ah, there you go.
Yeah, mixed sugarcane juices.
Yeah,
So
I'm Egyptian, so I know a lot about
sugarcane's the best.
Yeah, very good. Yeah.
Yeah, so we're doing that, and we also had like a loaded schnitzel kind of store.
Sick.
What happened was during COVID, we got shut down. We went down to Canberra, set everything up, had $1,000 worth of stock, like thousands of stock. And then during that period, we got shut down. So yeah, we just, as soon as we got there, packed up, we went home. And I think over a span of 1 month, we weren't doing anything at home. And eventually what we decided to do is just open up a food truck just in front of our house, just sell our loaded schnitzels. That became a ghost kitchen because it was literally in front of our house. We found a little kitchen that we could rent out, it cost barely anything. And we started selling schnitzels in a ghost kitchen. During that time, obviously, COVID, everything was shut down. So we actually did really, really well during that period because everyone had to buy takeaway on Uber Eats, DoorDash and all that. Raked in the money. Eventually, as COVID finished and business started to come down, we ended up selling the business. Made some money there as well. And then, started doing production with my brother. AM Visuals, we started that business, grew that business. My brother's still now running it. And during that time, I know I've been jumping around, I do quite a bit. During that time, I was kind of dabbling into watches. I was watching a lot of YouTube content, trying to understand the industry more. I was kind of always interested in watches, but never started looking into luxury watches until someone started talking to me about Rolexes, and I started looking into it. I was like, oh shit, there's actually money to be made here. Started watching YouTube. A lot of people were making money. I'm like, okay. And then after, I think, binge watching some dude's whole channel, I was like, you know what? I'm going to try buying my first, not Rolex. My first watch was actually a Tudor, a Black Bay Silver 925.
Oh, yeah.
Does that mean anything to you, Jacob?
Do you know
Black Bay crushed during the COVID. Tudor during the COVID era released Black Bay 58, the Black Bay 54. They ended up producing. They crushed.
Hey, do you know your stuff, man? You know your stuff. I don't think she'd be an accountant, man.
Look, I have a few friends that like.
Yeah. So during that period, and I'll tell you a little bit more about how the grey, I guess the grey market works, and also just the watch market in general, in just a bit. But bought that, sold that, made like $300, and started flipping more and more and more and more. And before I knew it, it started consuming my day job. I couldn't do what I was meant to do, which was sales and with AM Visuals anymore. I just couldn't do it because I was just getting inundated with all these inquiries and leads and stuff with the watches. And then that's when I took the leap after
what
2
year
years.
was it?
About 2 years ago now, I think. A year or 2 years ago. Yeah.
So just on the back end of the COVID sort of.
Correct. No, well, COVID was kind of already, everything was already settled. Off lockdown when AIM was running, so we were doing that.
Yeah.
And then, and then
good on you, man.
You decided to switch over full time. The leap,
You've always had this entrepreneurial tick in you.
Yeah, I guess we can call it that. You know, that buzzword that everyone's using nowadays, you know.
How were your parents in business? Did you see anyone around you in business? What gave you the audacity basically to go and start this juice and be the next Boost Juices and whatnot? How that all happened?
No, not Boost Juice yet. No, definitely not that type of money we're making. But no, Dad's always been a serial entrepreneur. He's been, since he dropped out in year 10 back in France where we were born,
You were born in France?
Yeah, we're European. Yeah,
Wow.
That's a crazy story, man.
Yeah. We're not very Asian. We're Asian, but just white inside.
You're a unique character.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
So Dad's always been an entrepreneur. He built multi-million-dollar businesses back in France, came to Australia with nothing. We built another multi-million-dollar business. And it's just always been, I guess, entrepreneurial. And just always been able to find like gaps in the market and how to make money and stuff. So I guess that kind of rubbed off on all of us. Phil, my brother as well, same thing. He also learned the same kind of, I guess, work ethics and business ethics. But it's just and then during my time having the food truck and the food business, he was I guess there a lot because we obviously shared the same premises and we're always bouncing ideas off each other, always asking stuff, and you kind of learn. You're around that kind of environment. You learn, okay, I should be doing this. And essentially, all it is just you do one thing that works and you keep doing it. You do one thing that doesn't work, you stop doing it. So that's all I find business as. So
yeah. A whole bunch of experiments to find the thing that works.
Correct. Same thing with socials, and then we spoke a little bit before this, but with your social, I'm sure you guys started seeing some traction, which is why you started doing it more and more and more. So
I'll go to Tufik, who's the head of our social over here. This is a rare moment where you see Tufik on a podcast. Tufik, what do you think the impact of social media and all of the the marketing side of the business has done for any business?
Look, if I can answer that from a practical perspective, I think previously a lot of people would say, hey, speak to Tufik or speak to John at Latitude. They're good accountants. And people grab their phone, Google Tufik from Latitude Accountants, and they would see nothing. You know what I mean? It'd be dust. You wouldn't see my name anywhere.
That's the worst, yeah.
Because I didn't want to be seen. The truth is I'm that sort of bloke who doesn't want their name on the internet, right? But it doesn't work in business, unfortunately. No. When someone says, use Tufik, you've got to be able to go on Google and say Tufik from Latitude Accountants, and they better find my name. And because they can find my name now, right, I'm more likely to get a call. I'm more likely to be saying, oh, hey, he's on Instagram. Yeah, he does know a little bit about tax. They do have some clients. They seem like a legitimate firm. Let's give them a call. Let's ask them some questions. I think that's, from a practical perspective, that's what socials have done to our business. Now, if you ask me the dynamics of it, the technicalities of it, that's more Jacob's field. He likes it. But I understand it has its place and it does have its importance, I'm sure, as you've seen.
And I see why you chose Jacob. He's a bit of a better looking one. I'm sorry.
You know what it is, Jay. On camera, you can't tell if I'm 6'5" or 5'6". Like I really am. So once we're above the waist, it's all play on. So Jay, you've got a mad story, man. And the fact that you born in France, came to Australia with nothing, saw your parents grow a business, and had a crack yourself, and then built a couple of good businesses. It's beautiful to see. We often say at Latitude Accountants, the small business owner is the hero of our community. The reason the small business owner is the hero is that they're the ones who sacrifice their own careers to create jobs for others and to start something out of nothing. It's a beautiful thing when you see someone who doesn't take, they're not taking money from the government, then they just start up, they have this idea, they have this innovation, they release into the marketplace, and there's room for it.